Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are here, hearing us out. My name is ACTMAN, and if I had a pet, instead of a dog, instead of a cat, or hell, even a gator living here in the state of Florida, you could join me by simply getting me, because I'm too cheap to buy this pet in particular. I would like a lizard here at the coffee hour. With me is the one and only.
Hello, friends, family, friends, pets who can't speak for themselves. I am Sparky. Now, there is no place I'd rather be than right here at the coffee hour with ACTMAN. But something you should know, something that I didn't know for a really long time, is that frogs always had ears. They were just inside their head. So those days you were making fun of those frogs, and you were calling them names because you didn't think they could hear you, they heard every word. And now they're planning an assault. So look out, because they're coming.
They're coming. Yeah, I'm really gonna believe that frogs have ears and how fucking dopey they look 99% of the time. They look like an autistic kid lost in a freaking regular classroom.
They
just
do.
Zoning out.
But you can't judge them for the way they look, because you know what? Everything is different. And if you're going to judge the frog, you might as well judge the world.
Sparky, do you even know who you're talking to?
I do, yes. I just want to... Maybe, just maybe, you've had a change of mind where some crazy
I'm going to have a change of mind.
Some crazy event has happened where all of a sudden you're a reborn human being, and
you mean a transgender?
That's better.
You mean a transgender?
I mean the
Pride
pride
transform.
I mean they did have the Pride Parade today.
What a great start of this first episode to get on subjects that I'll already give red flag for because I am me. Anyways, the whole point of this coffee hour, and also why is it called the coffee hour? Although we don't even drink coffee. Fuck coffee. I remember when I first had coffee. I was a typical drunk, getting out of a party that was very vivid to me. It was an alright night. And I remember it was just like pure black coffee. I think I added a little sugar in it. I'm just thinking, why the fuck would any person waste their time drinking this shit and shitting out their brains? Even when you put the sugar in it, just that bitter, nasty taste. It's just, doesn't roll with me too well. If anything, especially, I'm not an alcoholic drinker anymore. It's been sober for 6 years. But a lot of you people will probably think that it's extremely fucking lame. I can find better shit to do with my spare time that's still dangerous as alcohol, but not consuming to the throat, to the brain, to the mouth, and all that crap. Liver. I can think of much more dangerous stuff like rafting in the Niagara Rivers. You'll find me there one day. Trust me.
You know,
the time will be coming.
As
I ain't done.
You.
Okay, I'm done.
Said something that I just realized that I didn't realize that. You know when we have those moments where sometimes we do the same thing at the same time, but we don't realize we're doing it?
Uh-huh.
Well, as you can see with coffee, is I do not drink straight coffee. Once in a blue moon here and there, like a nice or rude, feminine 16, 17, 18-year-old girl, I have a nice coffee because the sugar gives me energy to stay awake, but at the end of the day, it gives me some massive shits.
You mean the
and it's not fun.
The Starbucks triple, quadruple dare you to eat this sugar caffeinated diabetes?
Normally it's a Timmy Hose. I've never really gotten a
by the way, the only people that know
quadruple.
Timmy Hose are from people that are from Buffalo. So Timmy Hose is Tim Hortons, which is also the original distribution. And I don't know if I said that right. Fuck you if you're gonna make fun of me for that. Is it's just Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
Tim Hortons originally from Canada, transported to Buffalo, and
here they are.
Their donuts are alright. I don't really eat donuts on the normal. But other than that,
they're all right.
Timmy
but
O's.
The thing that I didn't realize was that you said,
or just Timmy's.
That you said you stopped drinking 6 years ago.
Alcohol.
Yes.
Alcohol. My friend, my second best friend, alcoholic.
It was funny you said that because then 6 years ago would have been 2012.
Yes,
And what I didn't realize is at that time, I went out with a bunch of my coworkers when I used to work at.
Ain't your damn business.
With the lumberyard place, we went out and I got drinks, and like that year I got so plastered. After that, I stopped drinking in 2012, so I haven't had a drink also for 6 years, and I didn't realize that we both did that at the same time without realizing it.
Well, actually, in your case, that was your first time drinking, wasn't it?
I had like a few occasions through like the year of 2012.
Oh, through 2012, but with me, it was continuous.
Well, yeah, yours was continuous.
2008.
Well, yeah, no, I know it was continuous, but it was the fact that we both like stopped and was like, I'm not gonna do this anymore, and it's been 6 years, like the same, which was weird. Something like that doesn't happen. Yeah. But I have a question for you, ACTMAN.
Hey, why you gotta talk like that? Just weirding me out.
Well, because
making me paranoid. No, I'm not paranoid, but it is weirding me out. It is weirding me out. And why now you whispering?
I don't know.
Well, anyways, a question for me.
My question was, what grinds your gears?
And ladies and gentlemen, this is a part of our segment that we're going to have in each show. If anybody's looking at us because we're interesting people, not interesting people, interesting people.
Interesting people.
Yeah. This is a part where it's just what grinds our gears, what annoys us, the little things, big things, and stupid things. So really, these are one of the things that grinds my gears is when you're driving, and you know how you use your turn signals to let the other person know I'm going left.
Of course.
I'm going right. Well, here in the state of Florida, people have a phobia of using that, and when I do drive, it's pretty goddamn dangerous. Because there's always that asshole that just goes, and about to collide with your ass because they're stupid assholes.
Yeah,
like, what's the phobia? What is there a giant palmetto bug on your turn signal leverage there? Is there some old rotten mayonnaise that you don't want to touch, or I want to get a professional to clean?
Is there snakes?
I need to be professional to clean mayonnaise off But then again, if there's mayonnaise on your steering wheel or anything in that direction, what's it doing there to begin with? Is the real question.
Is there a snake like slithering on your foot, like on the pedals, where you panic and you just slam like the wrong pedal? Like, did you see an invisible deer because you didn't get enough sleep last night, so you thought something was jumping out at you and you felt like you had to slam the brake? Like, what's going on? And I can agree. I've had those moments where I'll be like, okay, I'm going straight. This person in front of me is going straight because they don't have a blinker on. And then all of a sudden, at the final second, they'll be like, oh, let me throw my right blinker on, so then it seems like I can just make this person passively crash into me, and then I'll sue their ass for crashing into me because I was a dumb bastard. And I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, who do you think you are?
I know, right? And then, what?
You know what really grinds my gears, though?
Well, I was going to ask you that, Mr. Sparkums. What does grind your gears?
I'm going to tell you exactly what grinds my gears. What grinds my gears is when you have carpet floors, and when your chairs, your table, your ottoman, your couch, whatever, leaves that indent in the floor, in the rug, and then say some other son of a bitch, some friend, whatever, somebody moves that table out of that spot. They may not realize that they did it, but then when you mention it, and they still don't move it back, so you're looking at this empty spot that has been made and has been a designated spot by this table for a period of time and was not put back, That really grinds my gears. It drives me crazy. If something is not put back exactly the way it was in a certain position, I'll obsess, and I'll have to move it back. And I'll be like, look, next time you do it, move it back. You don't move it back, we're going to have some problems. That's what really grinds my gears.
So was that really just to give me a whole guilt trip for the times I didn't move your table correctly?
If you want to take it in that sense, yes. If you want to be a sensitive bastard, then sure.
Sensitive bastard. Yeah. No, because I know you do get penal about that.
Yeah,
like,
I do.
You're real penal about that.
Yeah, it's got to be like, don't move it!
But it's like, well, especially for people that don't know, when I visit this man in his apartment, and he has a little dining table, but we like to watch a little Netflix and cuddle. No. The secret's out.
How did they know?
Because I just said it's stupid.
Damn.
No, when we sit down and watch Netflix and, whatever fucking takeout that we got, whatever food you have around, and then I like to bring up the chair, and especially that I'm taller than you, I have to, kind of lean over the table when you're just right there because how short you are. So that's always fun. And then sometimes I do forget to put it back. You'll just sit there and look and be like, put it back in that particular indented spot in the rug.
I'll just look at you and I'll give you that shoulder shrug and kind of that lean back
Yeah, definitely just yeah.
And you'll be like
shoulder, curl your eyes, like, come on, dude.
You'll be like, really? I'll be like, yo, until the day that I have hardwood floors and I don't have any more rugs, you put that back right now.
Jesus, man. I mean, for how many times I offered that I can help you put in hardwood floors, you don't want to do it.
Well, because one day I'm just going to be out of here anyway. I mean, one day, meaning whenever the hell the time is right.
Yeah.
But
yeah, whenever the time is right is correct. But the whole point of this coffee hour, people, I don't know if I brought it up any earlier, is it's just me and Sparky just shooting the shit, talk about whatever we're thinking about, try to have segments on the show like we just talked about earlier, or what grinds our gears. But hopefully for future episodes we'll come up maybe with some better interesting segments. This episode's just gonna be completely shot out of the dark, completely, just because Sparky's quite the talker. Having a seizure. No. The talker. Sparky's quite the talker. Thank you.
Yes.
And I'm just me, where people just kind of, with the shit I say, people just kind of look at me and say, "You're weird, but you're alright." So for a minute or so, or maybe an hour, or how long this show's going to be, I'll listen. Temporarily.
I honestly wanted to, real quick, get the way is with the whole coffee hour situation and how we came about this was we were sitting in the car driving around and we were on if you like to listen to 91.1, I think it's Virgin Radio, I believe. They play smooth jazz music all the time on the station. On the one time where we listen to smooth jazz, sometimes it's like this. Sometimes there's a beat of Spanish music. Sometimes there's a bunch of different music, but it's all always instrumental. And one day we were sitting there, we were listening, just whoa, pump the brakes. If we pass the station, we go back, and we're like, this is pretty
exaggeration. Sweet. It didn't happen like that.
Well, either way is we'd sit in the car and we'd be like, oh, this is the ACTMAN and Sparky coffee hour, so on and so forth, and then down the road, here we are right now, starting our coffee hour podcast.
Uh-huh. Although, at the same time, we're being Trent Facts because podcasts are the new major thing now. Why is it? It's because it can be interesting depending the people or person that's running the show, you know what I mean?
Indeed.
I don't know. Just couldn't help it. This one is just for the fun and just see what happens from here, you know?
This is an opening. This one's an opening to literally what we think of and what we do on a daily basis. This is like totally us. But every following one is going to have some awesome categories and some awesome things for you wild, crazy fans out there who, you know, rip your shirts off and jump in lakes and think you can fly and jump off buildings because you think maybe if you have, you know...
Well, somebody has too much LSD if they're, you know, getting butt-ass naked, jumping in a lake, saying that I am the vast queen of the lake.
Yeah, I mean...
That you're a guy.
The worst thing you could say, the worst thing you could...
questions are going to be asked upon you.
Indeed.
I will say that.
I would say the worst thing you could say about jumping in a lake naked would be stating that you were Aquaman. Because personally, from like all the people in the Justice League that I know...
I love that the person's already like butt-ass naked in a cold-ass lake.
Yeah.
Like, that's not already weird enough.
No, he's butt-ass naked, whatever, but he convinces himself he's Aquaman. Like I said before, I'm a huge Marvel...
So what are you saying, that he's gonna drown himself?
Well,
because
no,
he thinks he can talk to the animals?
Sure.
Hey, I want a piece of merch to help me follow my way. Although he's just face down in the water.
Now, what I'm saying is, I'm a huge Marvel DC fanatic, for all the people who don't know, but now know. And Aquaman's a bitch. Don't get me wrong. Like, if I could talk to, like, eels and be like, yo, don't, like, shock me. And, like, talk to sharks and stuff so they, like, don't eat me. Don't get me wrong. That'd be sweet. And to be able to breathe underwater so I could never drown, that'd be okay. But if I'm some butt-naked drunk guy jumping in the water thinking I can go speak to fish, well then, you know, whatever happens after that, that's not my fault. Personally, I just don't like Aquaman. I'm a big Flash guy. ACTMAN, would you like to express your feelings towards any specific heroes that you may idolize, or if you could ever actually physically be them, how cool it would be?
Okay, I like how you were just talking about a guy that was probably high on LSD thinking he's Aquaman and would jump the ship, or that at least you jumped the ship. Aquaman sucks, and it's not my fault. Some guy's on LSD thinking he's Aquaman.
Yep.
I have no words for that. I really don't. That's this is gonna be I think mostly this is gonna be 90% of the show. So
yeah,
embrace it, folks. Whoever fucking listens, or maybe a 5-year-old that should be off their parents' phone, or the parents' phone,
who's stealing it and running and locking themselves in a room or in the bathroom listening to this right now.
That or jerking off to some weird pornography.
Could be anything. Could be chairs. Could be sofas. Could be rugs. You know, I mean, everyone likes the nice feel of a nice new rug. I mean, and don't get me wrong. If it was a Persian rug, and I like really fantasized about rugs enough, maybe I'd understand why people whack off to nice rugs. But I'm not that guy. I will never be that guy. Will I sleep on that rug? Maybe. Will I get a sleeping bag and make myself pretty comfortable? I may. Will I raid your fridge at night afterwards because after a good night's sleep I might want a snack? Of course. But I'm not going to jerk off on your rug.
I'm speechless right now. What I'm hearing.
But I'm not going to jerk off on the rug. You know? I'll remember it when I go back home and I lay on my shitty rug and be like, wow, I got to get a Persian rug. But I'm not going to.
Persian rug.
All over your rug. I'm sorry.
You ain't going to shoot bucket cum cream on the rug.
No, I'm not gonna whip cream all over the rug. I'm just not gonna do it.
If only you could see my face right now, Sparky.
I can only imagine.
You probably have a good visual of what my face looks like. Just all this shit you're saying.
Bruh. Oh yeah, there's probably like just no words. You're probably just sitting there like, bruh.
Mostly just shaking my head back and forth in disapproval, pretty much.
In disapproval, you're telling me that if there wasn't a comfortable, nice Persian rug that just made you feel right inside, that you wouldn't lay on it?
You're just talking about people that will get a hard on 12 o'clock at noon for a Persian rug. Come on, dude. Come on, man. You know what you said. What's funnier, folks, you don't see this, but he had a straight face when he's saying all this.
It was straight. It was the most straightest face. I was like legitimately serious about it. Like, You're sitting there. It's the final play in the NFL. You're down by a touchdown. You need this touchdown to win the game. You couldn't be more serious. That's how serious I am about getting boners about Persian rugs. Don't you fuck with me, people. Don't you fuck with me.
It's all about fetishes that are probably out there that shouldn't have existed, but the human brain is something else.
Seriously.
It really is.
I don't understand how, like, people can just have, like, fetishes for the things that they do. Like, it's just beyond me. You know,
For the people's opinions, you know, it's always their own satisfaction.
You know,
they get weird satisfaction somehow, man.
Seriously, you know how, like, people who do, like, theater and plays and stuff, like, you know what I mean? Like, just in general, like, people do the theater and arts, and they always do, like, plays, and they play different roles and act like different people and stuff. I feel like there's people that have, like, fetishes, not to that specifically, but, like, say, like, there'll be, like, a role play situation where there'll be, like, two guys, and the one guy is like, got a fetishes for, like, people who have remote controls, and when they press, like, the channel button, that other guy has to act, like, different, like, depending on the category.
You mean, like, controlled, like,
yeah,
like a remote control car or something?
Yeah, kind of, like, so the one guy with the remote control would be like, soap opera, and then the other guy would be, like, talking about, like, just, you know, what, I mean, I don't know much about soap operas, but it'd be, like, basically be, like, he'd be and he'd be just like singing and crying at the same time, and then a guy will be like, drama. Then he'll change his channel, drama. It'll be like, Mona, my cat, he's stuck in the tree, and the fire department's not coming, and I'm really scared. Dude.
Well, let me tell you something, Martha. My name's not Jim. I am your grandpa. Dun, dun, dun.
No!
All soap operas built on ABC.
But basically, it's like the guy the person would, like, love being, like, controlled by a remote, though he's not really being controlled by the remote. He'd be like, oh yeah, just really turns me on. And I'll be like, you know what? I'm like, I don't want to listen to you anymore, and just, like, mute him, and then he just couldn't talk. I'll be like, you know what? This is better.
Mute him.
This is better.
Wait a minute. So, all right, this is, like, getting all twisted in a bundle. So you're saying, if you were there, you say you put the guy on mute, although this human being's not even being controlled by a remote for real. You're.
Well, no, not that I would like it.
I'm not saying that you would like it, but you're just standing there, like, shocked and awed, but you're still watching it. Like watching a donkey show. Donkey blowout show, if you know what I mean.
I just feel like there's moments where there's things you don't want to look at.
I'm the sexy stud.
Like, there's things you just don't want to look at in life, but then, like, for some reason you can't, like, stop looking at it. Like, you know what I mean?
Like a donkey show.
Yeah, you just have to, like, you have to watch.
Or a woman fucking a horse.
You're like, oh, that's disgusting.
But I can't look away.
I'm still gonna watch. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's another thing about human beings. Though we say that, oh, I don't want to watch anyone murdered or killed or raped. It's like, we're potentially fucked up as humans, so we're gonna look. Like, if there's somebody, you know, like a suicide jumper off of, like, a 4 or 5 story building,
people are gonna watch.
We're watching. That's like watching a show that you know you'll never get on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So, everybody come around and maybe watch this guy possibly jump off, take his life. I mean, that's bad for that guy's, you know, for his case, but come on. Realistically, you just want to see a dead body, right? Just like in the movie Stand By Me. Hey, you guys want to see a dead body?
Yeah. So, I just thought of something, and I need to know what your answer would be.
And I wonder what that could be.
Okay, say that you really needed a job, and you were willing to do anything, and you had to be Santa. You had to dress up as Santa, and you had to go in the and do a public mall and take pictures with kids. Okay, but your unfortunate luck at this timing is there's like 50, there's like tons of kids in line.
Mm-hmm.
They're all fat kids.
Oh, by the way, you can only be hired for a Santa depending on your weight, I think it is, and also you can... Oh, what the hell I was thinking? Like, you have to be a certain weight, and it's only through December.
Okay. Either way, you're a Santa, and there's a line of fat kids. Your back hurts from the day earlier.
Uh-huh.
And now you have to sit here, and you have to pretend to be Santa to all these fat kids. But at one point, you're not even halfway through, and you don't know if you'll be able to just get through the rest of the day. And this one kid is just asking you stupid ass questions. Everyone's watching.
Dude, every kid will say a stupid ass question one way or another.
This is what's happening.
So is Rudolph like a light switch? Like, do you go on his Taylor song, you just flick it on and off, and I'll just think, listen, you little shit, can you do something better with your spare time instead of thinking of shit that's fake? But Santa, you're never... I am fake!
Be like, why don't you listen to some Typo Negative? You know what? Here, take this CD. Listen up, kid.
Here, kid, you want to do yourself a favor instead of listening to this rap crap? That's not cliched saying at all. Cringeworthy, really. But, instead of wasting your time with this Tyler, the Creator, or this Old Town Road song that's completely retarded because we have to think of different subgenres nowadays. Listen to some Typo Negative. And I would give him like a Typo Negative CD that's extremely negative, which would be, in my opinion, World Coming Down, which is the most depressing one, I would say, out of all of them.
Huh. You gotta be like, so, but like Santa, so what's that thing that you carry around, you'll be like, you mean my sack? And I'll be like, yeah, I thought it was just a bag. He goes, well, you're right. He goes, it is just a bag.
Well, you make it sound like a porno, because in my head, all I can think is... Oh, yes, it is my sack. Why'd you take a close... Why'd you take a close...
All of a sudden, Santa's just like... He's eating cookies, like, in slow motion, and he's just like, pouring milk down his fucking shirt, and he's just like... Oh, that's some warm milk. Santa likes that.
Yeah, and then he's putting warm milk on. He's just like, oh. Oh my god. This sounds like a bunch of freaks. Child porno with Santa.
Do you want to see what's in Santa's sack?
And then it would just be the part of the child molestation porno would be called Timmy's Not Coming Home for Christmas. God. Oh my god.
That will be the penitentiary.
Should be good luck at jail, friend.
He'll just be stuck in the dark, and the one kid will just be like, how are they gonna find Santa? And the one kid will be like, they can just flick on the light switch, and Rudolph will find him. Oh, Santa, you dirty bastard.
Oh, this is great so far. Oh my god.
Oh, Santa. You know, now that I think about it, I wanna come up with another bullet point right here. I want to come up with another topic, and that topic is the most disturbing ways that a holiday season can go wrong by its own host. Meaning, what can the Easter Bunny do to fuck up Easter? What?
Hey, first of all, that Easter motherfucker don't exist. And
okay,
second,
but in this case,
I would say parents of this generation is definitely spoiling their children, especially when they go Easter egg hunting. Like, I found a 50! When I was a kid, all I found was like a melted fucking Reese's Pieces.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not complaining, but, who am I kidding? I am complaining. Because it's like,
you sound like
that, or you get
sucked.
$1. But then again, there's probably people older than us that are like, we never came up with that shit. We always had our vinegar and food coloring to make our stinky ass eggs for decoration. Although we just wasted a shit ton of homeless, we're gonna eat them for weeks.
Oh, the kids were like, I want to color Easter eggs.
Well, guess what, Grandpa? You're turning senile.
I hear the kids
That's what happens when you get old.
The kids will be like, I want to color Easter eggs, Daddy. And you'll be like, I need to make scrambled eggs for breakfast, damn it. Can't you see we only have 6 eggs left? But Daddy, shut up, damn it, shut up. But I would think...
not to put down my mom, but when you were a kid, and depending on what kind of kid you grew up as, yes. For me, it was a typical kid will get an allowance for doing certain chores. Mm-hmm. My mom kind of did that, and I put it in a little money box. It was like a jewelry box, but I put it in a money box in the first drawer, or a top drawer rather. Mm-hmm. And when I would want to get money, like if me and my cousins were about to go somewhere, a convenience store, and just walk around or whatever, but as soon as I look at that money box, it's gone. I'm like, Mom, my money's gone. I'm like, yeah, I took it back. I'm like, but I wanted to go to the store. But why'd you take it? I earned them, Mom. And it's like, oh yeah? Who keeps this roof on your head, huh? Who cooks for you? Who fucking cooks for you, huh? Yeah, that would be me. So I'll take that if I want to. I'm like, what'd you need it for anyway? I need it for cigarettes. I'm stressed out, right? That's what I need it for. I need a little extra gas, so it's my money anyway. So whatever. And I'll just be like, okay.
Easter time.
Not even Easter time. That was just on the daily, and I'm just like, well, I'm not going to get a thing called an allowance, although I was. And then my mom said, fuck it. She wanted her Newports.
Huh. See, even though that was just a daily day, Easter for me was always like a pretty solid holiday. Or whatever. Like I always got like I had to go on an egg hunt. Or whatever to find eggs, and they would always have like some change in them or a few dollars, and I get an Easter basket or whatever, and always had something cool in it from time to time. But I mean that, and then there was a part where like we go to like sometimes we go to church, and I'm not a huge like church guy. Sometimes I don't really understand the whole dealio spielio of it, whatever.
I mean, realistically, nobody does.
Yeah,
let's be honest here.
Unless they're like really really into it, like they just don't get it. And like I went through the one time.
Well, that's just other people that don't get it, but.
Yeah, and like the one
most
time.
Most people that I don't like in religion are Jehovah's Witnesses. How about you take them pamphlets and shove it up your ass?
It's funny you talk about Jehovah's Witnesses because a few days ago I was driving down Shimerville.
I'd rather have that.
I was driving down Shimerville or whatever, and there was this one building that was built a while back, and I never really paid attention to what it was, and I drove by it a few days ago, and it's a whole building, and it's just Jehovah's Witnesses. Whoa. And I was just like, yo, like, if you think that you're coming to my house, and you're going to be like, yo, let me, like, spread this quick word. You are sadly mistaken, sir. Because...
You're something better with your spare time. Because I am. What are you doing?
I go, what if, like, if you were, like, obviously you're, like, a Jehovah's Witness, you're doing your Jehovah's Witness things. Like, what if I just, like, came up to your door, and I just made up something, like, what if I was, like, trying to sell you, like, ripped sponges? Like, what if I was like a ripped sponge salesman? I was like, yo. So like, see,
let me tell you about our Lord and Savior, the ripped sponges.
So like, the Lord was like, heaven is a beautiful place. It really is. But sometimes you get those people who started off good and went bad. But then they kind of made their way back and they bettered themselves, but they still got a little dirt on their hands, and we allowed them up into heaven, or whatever. And they got a little dirty. So I was just like, you know what? I think we need a new type of God here. So, we went on Craigslist. We were looking for a new God, and we found the God of sponges. So we brought him in, and ever since then, heaven's been clean. But we wanted to share the power of our sponges with the world that we created. So they sent the Lord of Sponges down to go find the Jehovah's Witnesses who were bothering people and harassing them on things that they didn't need to know. They sent those people the Lord of Sponges. And the Lord of Sponges would give them a half-off deal. He'd bring the whole sponge to their door, explain what this sponge could do for them, and then he'd rip it in half. And they would go, well, why am I going to buy you just buy that sponge, you just ripped it in half. Well, think about it like this. You now have 2 sponges for the price of 1. So if anything, I'm cutting you a deal. Sooner or later, in time, if this all plays out,
or if this,
the Jehovah's Witnesses
wait a minute. Whoa,
hold on. Almost done.
You have to hear this. Oh no, you have to hear this.
Whoa.
What if?
What if?
The God that we know that is a savior, the one that we know that supposedly created all of humankind, water, earth, fire, wind, the people, all of nature.
Is he an airbender?
No.
The way you were saying it reminds me of the opening to Avatar.
No. Well, because those are called elements, stupid.
Anyways, the way you said it.
No, you're killing it. You're just completely killing it.
Bruh.
What if we know that this man we know that created all the power of the people to think, to read, to invent, was Mr. Clean?
Oh.
If only if you could see the look on Sparky's face was just completely blank.
Whoa, what if Mr. Clean and God were what people thought were brothers, but there really wasn't ever a God.
What?
It was just Mr. Clean doing everything.
What?
You know?
Well, I was just saying that Mr. Clean is God.
Know. Mr. Clean is God. Whoa.
What if it was just fucking Porky Pig?
What if Jesus was Billy Mays?
Oh my god.
Jesus was Billy Mays and God was Mr. Clean.
Hi, Billy Mays here. That is replacing Jesus completely, and I'm going to tell you that you're all going to die for your sins now.
That would be
now check this out. Half of you on Earth are going to go up here nice and clean. And the rest of you are going to burn rotting in the dirt. That's no good. So we call them the winners and then the sinners.
Now, here's a question.
Oh, please do.
If Billy Mays is Jesus and Mr. Clean is God, who is Satan?
Who is Satan? Who would it be?
That's the question. Now,
Satan would be. It would be. It would be Steve Harvey.
Satan would be Steve Harvey.
And the eternal torturer is playing Family Feud
forever.
Why do it? I don't know. Just the dumb shit you find funny. That would be it.
Why are you in hell? There are 5 answers on the board. I did this to myself. Is it up there? Bing! Wow, look at that! 4 more to go.
I want to stop playing. This sucks. You're in hell now, boy. Oh lordy. Oh, you in hell now, boy. You stuck here. Now that survey says
You're fucked!
And then it'll just the same game just repeats itself.
Yeah.
And never ending Steve Harvey hell.
There's really no prizes either.
Even though you win, you'll always lose because it's just always the same answers. I brought myself here.
Yeah.
Now, now to get,
I don't know.
just to get a little bit more personal, and with all that stuff and whatever, wherever people believe and all that, where do you think you're gonna wind up?
Well, all the things I've done. We already talked about this, not even on this starting show. I mean, when it comes to religion, we don't know realistically if heaven or hell even exist. We really don't. Although religious people would probably try to correct me, like, it does exist. There is a God, there is a hell. And there's spirits roaming around us, but it's just, well, dude, it's not like you've even died before. When you're dead, you're dead. But then again, what does happen then? It's always a mystery. How do you know? Do you have the technology to figure that shit out, or what?
You say spirits are like roaming around us, but I mean, like, if they made a Ghostbusters movie, don't you think that there's people out there ghostbusting right now? So, like, everything that you're saying is just a bunch of fake news?
You just want attention because you're really bored with your spare time and you don't know what to do with yourself?
So,
well, on a serious note, for realsies, I would definitely end up in hell. Although I wouldn't want to, but all the things I've done and how much I like to shift my tent time to time. Let's just be real here. Everybody does that one way or another. I always heard that women like to do it more, what's the word? Erotically?
Do what?
I don't know if that's the correct word. I might be saying that wrong. But but I always heard that, like, women love to have, like, scented candles around them, listen to like nice smooth music, maybe some R&B when they do it. While me, it's just like.
Oh, see, honestly, the one time I was like, I was wondering what was so like about that.
No, but the word I'm thinking of, I think it's majestic. I guess.
Oh no, I see what you're looking for. You could use.
I'm stupid.
Shut up.
Stupid.
Anyways, you were saying.
You could use majestic. You could use, like, I guess it could be like you could use erotic. You could use like an erotic, sensual kind of feeling, I guess. And I see what you meant now. And honestly, the one time I wanted to know what that was like, so I tried it. So I had the candle going or whatever, and I had some like relaxing music going on, but it was like a playlist.
Oh my god! What are you doing? All of a sudden, you fucking hear like death metal at the last minute. Oh!
Well, it was all like it was like all like wonderful. It was all beautiful. We were just like, we were going along and stuff, and then like all of a sudden, like, I was just sitting there, and then it happened, and there was nothing I could say. In that moment, we were just, just relaxing to some music as we were doing it. And I was just like, I don't understand how this really fits into this situation, because, like, if I'm like thrusting at different speeds or whatever, shouldn't I be listening to something more like quick pace that's like matching my speed instead of something slower? Whatever. But after like all the slow stuff was going on or whatever, earlier I was listening to a bunch of like random themes to like different cartoons and stuff earlier. So as like the
Are you serious?
Earlier in the day I was, whatever. And sometimes like when you get like the My Mix, like you have your own little music mixes that pop up in YouTube.
Yeah, where just randomly just.
Yeah, well, a bunch of them were like sensual, relaxing stuff. So I wanted to try it out, whatever. But then, like, midway, as I'm sitting there and I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
Friend.
Yeah. Then all of a sudden, like, these cartoon themes started playing, or whatever, and I was just like, okay. And like, I started laughing, but like, I just kept going, or whatever. So like, all you see is just like, you just see me going, Scooby-Doo-Doo. where are you? We got some work to do now.
You never told me the story. Why didn't you tell me this sooner?
Well, you know what? There's no better time than right here for not just you, but for everyone else out there to know. Is
that the story you wanted to save for?
It's a good one, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo!
Fucking, while you're doing it, then you just hear the Looney Tunes theme song. And then,
like, midway, you're like,
I'm coming. You know, it'd be a coincidence if you were playing Ozzy Osbourne's "I'm Coming Home." You'd be like, "I'm coming home." Exactly.
Well, what if like you were listening to like basically almost any Metallica song, where like in the one part they go yeah, you're like yeah, but you're like on repeat like yeah.
Or just have, or I don't know. I guess I would call it be typical and just make a song make a playlist if you ever do this and have songs that have the word involved coming, like Judas Priest, you got another thing coming.
Oh,
or
you could even do even though I know you don't know it, but it's what's his name? It's fucking. There's a song called "I'm Coming Home." It's by like this rapper, but they're like, "I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world that I'm coming home." I'm gonna figure out who it is. The name's escaping me. I'm coming.
Sure, it's a rapper.
It is.
Hip-hop artist.
It's Diddy Dirty Money.
What kind of a stupid name is that?
I don't know, but I just kind of imagine like Diddy Kong, but like as like some drug dealer, just being really dirty.
A drug what? Okay. I guess I have no words for that.
Diddy Dirty Money.
Yeah, I got no words for that. But speaking or bringing up a video game character, what was your first memory of like playing a video game and the satisfaction you got just from playing that video game and how challenging and fun it was at the same time?
That is a good question because that's a hard question because there's so many games that you get satisfaction from, but one of the first games that I've had satisfaction from, that's a tough one. I would honestly have to go with when I was like really, really young. I started off like sometimes I'd go out like my sister had, like these dance classes, and we used to go to this one place and they had an arcade machine, and I used to play Pacman all the time. I was a huge. I still like love Pacman. It's like one of my favorite arcade games, and playing Pacman, I was able to get through the first like 3 stages without losing any lives, or like the first 3 or 4, because the second stage you have to do 3 times, and getting through those like the first 3-4 stages without losing a life was probably the craziest thing ever, because you just never know like when the ghosts are gonna like just like flick you off and turn around and just like butt fuck you. Like you never know like
plus that and them going faster each level.
Yeah, and
then you're limited to when you can eat them when you hit the. Yeah, I always call it a giant mint ball.
Well, the thing is too is like the first 2 rounds are not as fast, but like as you go to the second stage, or whatever, when you turn them blue, sometimes they'll only blink, like they'll be blue for like not even 10 seconds or whatever. Where in the first stage they were like blue for 10 seconds or longer. So it's like it goes so much faster. It doesn't give you that much time to like move. So I guess I got like a lot of satisfaction from getting to like the 4th stage without losing a single life, because it's a lot harder than, you know, people who say don't play it that much or have never played it before think. So I guess I would say that was where most of my satisfaction out of like one of the first games I've ever probably played that I didn't own at the time, but played like somewhere else. That was probably the greatest satisfaction I had, was getting that far without losing a life in a game that is just straight skill compared to like Super Mario 64 running around, where it's more timing than skill, I guess. So I would say that was my satisfaction.
Well, I mean, there's still some skill with Mario 64.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, of course.
Jumps and maneuvers.
Well, yeah, no, I get that, but like say like I guess a good example is like when you do the Koopa race or whatever, like you're really just running the track. Like you don't really have to worry about like specifically like getting in a cannon and aiming like at a certain like angle or whatever. You're just like running around running the map in like a certain course or whatever. Where like in a game like that, you have to you have to figure out the right like method to like the certain course you go that is the best route that keeps you from getting like eaten or hit or whatever you want to sludge down, whatever you want to call it and stuff. But that was my great satisfaction. What was yours?
Well, speaking of Pacman, real quick story. When I would visit here at my grandfather's house here in Florida, he was one of the first people that I ever knew growing up that actually owned like an early computer. A little thing called the Mac 95. And was it the Mac 95? No, he had a Windows 95.
Huh. Oh wow.
And in that computer there was a Pacman game already in the system. And I remember I would play that time to time. And it's funny because like he like kind of encouraged me like, oh, you want to play some Pacman? I'm like, Pacman, yeah, it's a fun little game. You should play it. And that's my first memory of Pacman. But other than that, favorite that I was always fond of once it comes to video games.
And you got satisfaction.
That has satisfaction. Well, are these two in particular? Super Mario World. Well, actually three. Top three in no specific order because I just love them equally, man. I'm here to love, man, not to hate. I just sound like a fucking hippie liberal. Like a hippie liberal. Anyways, enough of politics. It would be Kirby Superstar. Had great memories, and Super Mario World and Super Mario All-Stars. Those were my favorite, like growing up, especially with Super Mario World, because how fun it was, the challenge, and it's just the satisfaction of fun and the challenge at the same time. And Kirby Superstar, I remember when it was one of my cousins that introduced me to the game. He's like, you gotta play some Kirby, it's really fun. I'm like, what's Kirby? He said, you gotta play it, it's really fun. Playing that game, yes, it's, basic game for basic people, right? Like Lisa's. It's a joke, people. It's a joke. Long story. Maybe we'll save for next episode.
Yes.
Anyways, it's just super fun playing as that little pink ball fellow, whatever the fuck he is, male, female, transgender, I don't care. I don't know why they've been thinking shit like that, worrying what the hell he is, and just think of, damn, this game is fucking fun for how basic it is, and it's supposed to be for beginner players. It's just a fun fucking Kirby games are just fun fucking games. I remember the last Kirby game I was playing was Kirby's Epic Yarn, and I'm pretty sure there's people calling me facts right now, but come on, man. It's just a nice, fun little game. You're like a ball of yarn. It's like, you don't really die. You just fray out, and then you come back together, and you collect gems. Yay!
Kirby,
you're here with
the best games.
It's just fun as fuck, man.
They are. Kirby is like a genuine, like, just very fun character.
Speaking of whimsical. Fun and whimsical.
Yes. Kirby is a great game, honestly. And speaking of hippies, you mentioned that slight hippie reference earlier. I'm going, because I'm still going to that Night Lights festival thing in August,
Mm-hmm.
end of August or whatever. And like I said before, I told you, I'm going to remind you, is when I'm there, I'm going to be sure that I have time, who, for people who don't know who that is, my girlfriend, named I'm going to have her friend tie me to a tree, and I'm either going to be wearing a tie-dye shirt or no shirt, and I'm going to try to sell my shirt for a grilled cheese, while also trying to protect the tree that I'm tied to, because that tree is real, it's living, and it has feelings. And anyone that tries to tell me differently or stop me, they're gonna have to kill me, because I will not leave that tree's side. And this will be a video that will be coming in August. And if you're lucky, for all the fans out there who hopefully will watch this video and become fans,
Right.
maybe at the end of the podcast, if you get all the way through it, maybe there'll be a little special, little extra clip at the end. You never know. Or a little attachment, and you'll get to see just how much I, in that moment, love trees.
Just for the sake of a crazy show.
Yes.
Just to show off that he wants to pretend to love trees and pretending he's hitting off LSD.
Yeah. And it like people say, it's all for the fun. Because if you don't pretend to be on LSD and love a tree, then what are you doing with your life?
Probably actually hitting up LSD and God knows where they're zoning off to, man. Who
Yeah.
knows?
No, the real
That
phrase.
or other crazy.
What you
drugs.
should have said is, like, when I was, it should have went like this. So if you're not pretending to be on LSD and hug trees, what are you really doing besides probably getting some LSD and hugging trees? You dig?
I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit. I'm the Shack.
The shit.
It was really funny, like, when we were playing pool and you, like, beat me twice, and I was just like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, because I saw that face, and that was basically the face I was making, that the Shack couldn't possibly give it out any better than the Shack. And for the people that don't know what I'm talking about this picture right here. It's just like, come on, that's like the best picture to show to a friend, like, especially when you beat him in a game of pool, aka billiards. You know, you just gotta, especially when you're not face to face with the person, because we're playing virtual pool. Still counts. I count it.
Virtual.
You know, you just gotta show that face. Oh, by the way, I seen that request that you sent me before. I'll play you again, so I can just kick you to dirt some more, so I can laugh at you.
I'm gonna kick your ass.
Damn stepchild. Red-headed stepchild.
Red-headed, 5'3", soulless stepchild.
Exactly. You took the words right out of my damn mouth there, Spanky.
No, sir. There's nothing more that I'd like to do on a daily basis than take the words right out of your fucking face.
My face instead of my mouth, you fucking weirdo.
Not
What,
according.
you trying to become a surgeon?
Not according to the guy from the Ma Pillow. The opening to that video was the best. He goes, yeah, you know, I was whatever. I forgot what he said. Like, he's like, yeah, I was mugged or whatever. They robbed my money and they left me with a broken neck or whatever. And then God was just like, this isn't your time to die, whatever, or whatever. And that's when I knew my calling for pillows was arising. It's something. It's along those lines. You gotta watch it again, but it's like super funny.
Yeah.
I love
A lot of those was it J Body or J Booty?
Djibouti.
Or Djibouti, yeah. Spelled Jadooty, right?
I think it's Jaboody, Djibouti dubs. And they're great. I mean, if you people really want to know, like, who has the Guinness World Record of ripping off the most dicks in the world, I'm not gonna completely give it away, but many people believe he's real. He's really, really big, really furry, and if you're lucky, Maybe you'll find him and he'll rip your dick off too.
And his
That's all I'm gonna
name
say.
is
You wanna know?
Bigfoot. His name Bigfoot.
But you didn't hear that from us. Okay. So if you want to find him,
That's our little secret audience. Audience that's probably not there.
so if you want to get punched in the face or get your dick ripped off, he's the man. Find him.
And then he'll kill you. Or just rip your dick off and throw you and throw your dick in tall grass where you can't see it again.
Or just punch you in the face and walk away.
Yo, Sasquatch just punched me in the face.
I was just sitting there with my wife and he just walked up to me and punched me right in the face. It was funnier because of how serious like he was too.
Those fucking videos, man.
The Santa one is really funny too.
Yeah, that one's pretty funny. Mostly because of the subtitles
Subtitles.
show on the what was it, on the bottom right corner or just the bottom of the video?
I think it was just like all over the place.
Uh,
The whole thing was just really, really funny. Mrs. Claus
Yeah.
some ho ho ho's. Oh man, those are always some good shit. Some good shit. So, here's what I'm thinking. You were to make a new muffin flavor. What would it be?
a new muffin flavor. I don't know, because Dunkin' Donuts already made a something I would already like to have once in the blue moon is what the hell is it? A coffee cake muffin. They put little sugar cubes on top of it, and it's pretty goddamn good. But if I was to make a muffin with normally a flavor that normally people or toppings people would normally not have, but would probably be good. That's a good question, man. I would. What to put? What? I mean, what hasn't been done? That something good with a muffin, but can't. I don't know.
I'm trying to think. What about like a what's wrong? Like almost like a white chocolate or maybe like a candy cane or like some type of.
I think that has been done with the candy cane, but obviously for holiday seasons for people that are not Jewish.
For muffins,
get that elephant.
I think.
Get the elephant out of the room there about the Jewish people don't celebrate Christmas. Come on, let's be realistic here now. That's right.
Okay. we'll be realistic, even though neither of us are Jewish, but I'll be realistic.
Okay.
So
what would you? Well, what flavor would you make?
I would
have whatever toppings.
I would have to say I would put. I would do like a. Oh, you know what I would do? Like the ice cream, I would do like a superhero muffin where it would have like a mix of like I would want to go with like a white chocolate, like white chocolate bits in it, but then it would also have part.
You know what? I just realized something. I'm going to cut you off. I don't think this has been done before. I'm not completely sure. Like a pure vanilla muffin. Like the same taste you get from a vanilla ice cream, but have it in a muffin form.
That may have not been done before.
I don't think that has been done before. I could be wrong, but that's what I would like to have. And if someone already invented it, give me some, and I'll be your friend. And also give me a 20. And second, where's the 20?
I would totally be different. And so, real quick, in this situation where normally a situation like this doesn't come up during, I would assume, well, at least in our podcast it wouldn't, but I, myself, need to take a quick intermission. And so, considering I'll be taking an intermission for about like a minute or two, whatever, I'm going to give ACTMAN that opportunity and leave you folks with a little something to soothe your minds. And it's not this. It is not that. That is not what I was aiming for. It is most certainly and most definitely
What are you doing?
this.
What are you?
I'll be back. Don't you go changing.
I mean, I could have.
This guy is unfucking believable.
I have returned.
Dude, you know I could have just, like, edited something in there. Instead, you just had to play that shit.
I wanted to give it, like, its own little intro or whatever, and...
Oh, don't worry about intros or an intermission music. I got that shit covered. Watch me.
Well,
Just give me time.
I gave it my own.
Your own. That's somebody else's music. Fool.
Well, I stole it. Well, I borrowed it without permission.
Well, hopefully I won't get hit with a claim, you dingleberry.
You won't get hit with a claim.
Sometimes they do that. They do. On the YouTubes of Tubes of You.
Well,
Tube aids.
They may be buttholes.
I mean, I would say they're retarded, but, you know, still. You gotta be careful with that shit. I know you don't know the proper rules there, Spanky. Like I do. I've been in the game for too long.
You've been in the game longer than I was ever in the game. Because I was never in the game.
Of YouTubes, when YouTubes was just an innocent little thing before Google fucking owned the shit.
Indeed.
And it came place for a bunch of unhygienic teenagers watch Let's Players on YouTube constantly and video game reviewers that shouldn't be getting paid money for reviewing games. Because any jerk-off can do that.
I'm going to give you 4 colors.
4 colors?
With those 4 colors...
Can it be food instead?
4 foods?
Just 3.
3 foods.
Well, actually 4. Alright, here you go. Turkey, meatball, and ham and cheese. No, I'm kidding. Okay, what's the colors?
Alright. With these 4 colors, you are going to become a superhero, and these 4 colors are gonna...
Make me gay, because it's Pride Month?
Each of these colors are gonna...
I know. I made it very uncomfortable.
You did, for the people who may find it uncomfortable. But what's gonna happen is...
Good.
These 4 colors are gonna be the color of your suit. So you have to give us your hero name, but each color will also stand for something. So with these colors, you have to tell me what they stand for and what kind of hero you are.
Letter 5 on my chest.
And what kind of hero you are. Color number 1, black. Color number 2, magenta.
What the fuck is a magenta?
It's like a mix between it's kind of like purple but more lighter. I think, or like a purple pink kind of. Anyway, magenta.
That's weird that you know what a magenta is.
Yeah.
That
I mean, if it's
that
also
questions your sexuality by
you know what color it is? It's kind of like remember Magenta from Blue's Clues, the girl dog.
No.
Well, that's what color magenta is.
You know they're bringing that back, right?
Yeah, with some Asian guy.
It looks like he's Filipino or something.
Oh, but anyway.
And by the way, folks, I was scrolling around Facebook and someone shared it to another friend that I know, which brings a lot of questions for that person. That's how I happened to saw a preview for it. It's not like I'm one kooky dude that worries about. Let me put it this way: I'm not a child cartoon reviewer like those kooky dudes. I am definitely not that. I got better shit to do in my spare time.
Okay, we'll go with this then. We'll go black, pink, yellow, and green.
Black, pink, yellow, and green.
You have to tell me what each of those colors stand for.
What, they stand for something now?
Well, they stand for what your hero represents and stands up for. And then you
got some weird combination of colors: black, pink, yellow, green.
And then you have to tell me what your hero is all about.
If I'm dressed like that, that just makes me sound like I'm freaking shopping at a Goodwill Center.
Tell me! Go. Describe what each means and what your hero stands for.
I have no fucking clue even where to start for fucking colors that it stands for something.
Well, ballpark it.
Alright. Black stands for that I'm bitter. Yellow means that I better check on my vitamins because my piss smells funny when I pee. And then, what were the other ones? Pink?
Pink and green.
Pink and green. Okay, pink would stand for I am really in the mood for some strawberry ice cream at a Dairy Queen. And then green just makes me want to listen to the whole anthology of typo negative records.
Okay, and now with the meanings of your colors, what kind of hero are you?
One that shouldn't be out in the streets and should go to a mental hospital because I'm thinking I'm a superhero, but I'm just some jerk off wearing some random ass clothes more fucking weirder than a circus clown.
You, sir, are the kind of hero Buffalo, New York needs.
Then Buffalo, New York's fucking doomed. We already got a crappy football team. Basically, the Buffalo Bills are just the retarded stepchilds of New York, and okay, New York Giants and the Jets are stubborn brothers that always fight constantly, and then the Bills is just the retarded the stepchild brother, I guess you would say, that's always rejected. There's like, oh my god, here he comes again.
The Yankees and the Red Sox are like distant cousins that, like, when they have family reunions, they just hate seeing each other, so they try to stay away from each other, but they always wind up starting to fight.
Well, I would say, once it comes to the Yankees and the Mets, if once it comes to their sexual preference, Yankees would be straight, Mets would be gay.
Yeah. But either way, you're the superhero that everybody needs.
Well, that's bad. That's bad news. If they're going to depend on me.
Yeah, it is.
Some circus clown roaming around.
Oh.
Bunch of clothes that I picked up at Goodwill that smells like fucking a grandpa's body odor.
You're a true hero.
Or grandparents' body odor.
ACTMAN, true American hero.
We're all fucked now.
We're all done.
We're fucking doomed.
But it was funny, you were talking about or earlier you were talking about, like, when we were playing, like, pool. I finally got to so get this. This was also one of the stories I was going to share earlier. Is I went to the pool hall yesterday finally after like months and months and months of not going. I was so rusty, it wasn't even funny. Like, when I was playing, I was just, I mean, like, I got some pretty okay shots in, but I haven't played in such a long time that I was just, it was awful. But next to us there was an Asian guy with dreads. Like, it was like someone combined Bob Marley with this Asian guy, and it was really weird. And I couldn't stop staring at him. and anyway, they had no idea what they were doing. He was shooting the ball, going, I missed the ball! And I was just like...
Is that how he talked?
Yeah, like, I go, you did miss the ball.
You say to yourself, you did miss the ball.
You missed the ball.
You are stupid.
You stupid. You stupid motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
But here's where it gets better. We're sitting there. My friend's brother calls. Gets pulled over. Out in.
Bruh.
His license is suspended.
Dummy.
Not going to mention any names here. And.
Well, you just mentioned the place they were pulled over at.
That's okay.
Don't worry. I'll bleep it out with the bruh.
And basically, I was then called to get picked up by another brother to go then help go down there to get his vehicle to drive it back. So while my two friends and girlfriend stayed at the pool hall playing some pool, I had to go be the good Samaritan that I am to lunch, which I shouldn't have been, and save the day. So when I got back, I got to play a little bit more pool, and then we wrapped it up with at the end. Wrapped it up, but ACTMAN, do I have a question for you that I already know you know the answer to?
I'll go ahead.
Guess what our total was?
Oh, it's always that magical number that is always brought up once it comes to me and Sparky hanging out. It's with a 2 and a 4. When you put those together, not adding or subtracting or dividing, but when you put those two numbers together, you can put it at 42, but no, it is at the direct point of 24.
24.
Well, playing 20, what the whole score of 24 at straight pool?
It was straight $24, like on the dot.
Oh, for the payment.
Yeah. He goes, I go, how much do we owe you? He goes, $24 exactly. I was like, son of a bitch.
Imagine that.
It's unavoidable. It really is.
Oh yeah. I know, for folks that don't know, but if you hung out with us more ever in real life or ever, that number tends to pop up more than ever. Because I remember when I was going to New York City to visit some family members that live over there, and on the way back, coming back to Buffalo, me and my cousin stopped at this one gas station, and my cousin offered me, to pick out a lottery ticket. And I said, I want this one. And it was number 24. And I want a simple $15. I mean, especially for New York State Lottery, where everybody should know in New York State Lottery, I mean, realistically, all kind of lottery, you don't win shit. And especially New York State Lottery, it seems like 1 out of the million. Now, $15 is looking pretty sexy. Hell, if you even got more, that's just called a one magical day. I can tell you that.
That's crazy. That you pick the number 24 and you just win. Money.
Maybe I should get a lottery ticket tomorrow and just fucking get a number 24. Maybe I'll win $500. I would just dance around the streets. I don't care who's looking. And
right?
If it's $1,500, I am just gonna jizz in my pants.
Yeah, it'll just straight up be like,
Well, I gotta change. Did you accidentally pee on yourself, ACTMAN? No. Let's just say I'm real happy, and I don't care who's looking at my wahoo that got melted with my Vinnies and Debbies implanted in my pants, or imprinted in my pants. I am not caring.
So, in recent news, I have now started...
What's in your sex life?
No, we're not going to discuss that. But what I will discuss is...
Well, you were mentioning that you were doing it with your girlfriend earlier to fucking Looney Tunes themes and Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Where are you? Got some work to do now. But anytime I am talking to someone about what I did call the vaginal canal, I now call the eggs and hammy.
Eggs and hammy? What the fuck?
I now call the vaginal canal, aka the vagina, the eggs and hammy.
The eggs and hammy.
Why? I don't know.
There's no rhyme or reason. You just gave it that name because it just has that ring to it where it makes sense.
It just felt right. Whatever. Like I'll be like.
That just sounds greasy as fuck. Honestly.
I was talking to some girls like, whatever the people, because like I was with John or whatever and a few other friends. And people were talking about, or the one time there was a side conversation that was going on, or whatever. Someone punching somebody in the dick, and I was just like, "You ever get punched in the eggs and hammy?" And they're like, "Excuse me?" I'm like, "Yeah, like the eggs and hammy." And there was just nothing after that. It was just kind of silent.
I bet. I had plenty of those ones too. I remember one time when I was at I was at a show, and it was I'm trying to remember what bands. It was local Florida bands I was watching, and before the show started, there was this. I think she was like in her early 40s or something, and she had a cowboy hat on. Now I'm just thinking, I want to wear that cowboy hat. And I just took the cowboy hat from her, and I'm just like dancing in front of her, and she's just sitting there like, what the fuck is actually going on right now? I'm just sitting like, hey, you know, basically, if you ever looked up the Warner Brothers frog, where he's just all, hello my baby, hello my honey, hello my right time girl. That's what I was doing with the cowboy hat, and gave it back to her. And I just said, I hope I made your night, miss. And she's just like kind of smiled and just like shook her head like, what the fuck just actually happened?
I like that story when you were telling me you were out to eat with your mom or whatever, and like they gave you the frog legs and you did that exact same thing with the frog legs.
Oh yeah, because again, I was visiting some family members in New York City, and well, not directly in the city, but like outside of the city. Though not New York City, but I don't want to say what area to give it away. Anyways, in New York, somewhere in New York, we were at the seafood restaurant that my mom grew up around eating at. It's like some seafood that's pretty cheap. It's pretty good. And I wanted the frog legs. I never had frog legs in my entire livelihood. And I said, fuck it, I'll just have some fried frog legs. Fuck it. And it tastes, the skin texture reminds me of like fried chicken, but then again, it is fried. But the taste of it tastes like fish. I mean, it just tastes like fish. I mean, the only thing that kind of weirded me out was seeing like how veiny it was from the frog, like a lot of the cooked vein. That's the only thing that weirded me out, but I got over it because then again, I eat a lot of things dead. I mean, think about it. You know, you're eating hamburgers, which is ground up cow, you know, ground chuck beef, that is cow, and then deer meat, and you know, pork, the pig. So take that piglet, tastes too damn good, and you know, we know that's what we eat. So why are we gonna be bothered? Like, you're killing animals. Why are you doing such a thing? Well, it fulfills my needs in my diet as a human being. Need that protein. So, and I just like that. I also like the lean meats, like regular chicken that's not fried, and turkey. I think those are the only lean ones. I think. But other than that, explanation going way too long. But to get to the point finally, is so I took the frog legs and I just went in front of my mom, like, I'm like, hey mom, hello my baby, hello my honey, and my mom's like, you're fucking terrible. As simple as that.
Girl.
It's too funny, man. It's too funny.
Was it buy me? Was it like buy me a what thing or two? Baby, my heart's on fire.
Confuse me. I can't remember. You can always look that up, folks. But anyways, I say we should come to a close. Plus that, I can't think of anything else to say. I just ran out. Dad, and I'm hungry. And it's always important to eat. It is.
Eating is a beautiful thing.
But not like completely shoving it in your face like scatty and butter. Like Honey Boo Boo style. That's a way you should never go.
That's a whole different scenario right there.
Although they like to call that the American Dream.
No, I would not call Honey Boo Boo the American Dream.
Neither would I.
I'd call her the fucking disgrace.
Abomination. To correct it. So,
Honey
ending
Boo
of
Boo
this note,
is what
hopefully you wouldn't do it. Wait, what?
Honey Boo Boo is what constipation is all about.
That's constipation in a nutshell, and blood pressure medicine. Anyways, we are closing off here in the coffee hour with ACTMAN.
And Sparky.
Hopefully you enjoyed the listener, and if you like the show, just say hashtag, oh yeah, I'll be back. And just leave it at that. And on that note, you guys and gals, transgenders, I don't hate transgenders, but or gays. Well, I will say Pride Month is annoying. Real quick, Pride Month is annoying. It's just because it's like being poked on the back, being reminded for something that's not really important of your sex. What if straight people had a holiday? That'll be pretty stupid, right? If you like the same sex for horny sexual reasons, that's fine. Don't fucking poke me on the back, repeat like, hey, I'm gay. Hey, I'm gay. Hey, you know I was gay? Hey, I'm gay. Hey, I prefer anal with the same sex compared to just the one with the dildo strap. Although that raises a lot of questions for that person. But other than that,
also,
we'll probably talk about more of that next time.
And by the way, also, if you're just saying hashtag I'll be back, you could also say hashtag I'm coming home to the coffee house.
Coming home to the coffee house.
And that's where I'll be. Exclamation. And then after that, you could always leave a little quotation. I'm coming home.
You know what? I like that. So, like I was saying before, to all you straights, transgenders, gays, you have a sexy night. Out there, a night out in the town, having that coffee somewhere, while me and Sparky's
your brain out. Having
that
a
too.
dandy old time. But remember, you're always welcomed here at the coffee hour.
Always welcome on the coffee hour. Good night, folks. Have a sexy night, or evening, or morning.
Sexy.
Very.